Hey everyone, it is Michelle with Michelle's Crafts and Things, and I decided to come on because I'm getting a little stir crazy, and I am going to make the partner to this cute little lantern. They turned out a lot better than I thought they were going to be. So basically, this is my last stem of these that I'm going to pick up and use. I've got just some nice pretty little pink, soft pink peachy roses. I've got some cypress leaves that I'm going to work on. And I've got my awful, wonderful Spanish moss, which I've said several times. It's not my favorite. It's great. It works wonderful, but I just don't like working with it. So I am going to go around on to my side. I'm going to hook up on my other side in case anybody comes on so I can talk to y'all. So giving just a little bit to get around the corner and get set up. Alright, so I'm going to put this guy over here out of the way. And alright, so we have our lantern. I actually did this, it was a black one, came from Walmart. I wanted white, so I went and spray painted it white. I've already glued in my foam, and I'm going to get started with my moss. The reason I just don't like it, it just makes such a mess. So 2 ways you can do this. You can use the floral pins to put it down, or you can use just some hot glue. I didn't plug in my hot glue gun, so I'm just going to spread this. Hot glue gun for this part works so much better than doing it this way. So what I'm going to do is kind of spread this around. And then if you wanted to use your floral picks, you just place and then push them down. And it'll stay the same way. And I'm not going to put a floral pick because I know in one of these corners I'm going to put one of my ficus leaves as a vine. So I don't want to hit the floral pick. And if you just want to give it some more stability, you can go ahead and drop it in the glue. Then you push it in. But then when you push it in, make sure that you push it in with something else so you don't burn your fingers. Turn that up just a little bit. It's a little too thick. And I'm just going to keep covering this till I get it covered. I don't want to see the green foam. My husband's on the phone. Alright, so there's what we have. Clean up my wonderful mess. So what else is going on, guys? Are y'all going stir crazy like me? I'm going stir crazy right at the moment. I've had enough. Sitting at home with the weather. We've been walking. We've been going out walking, which has helped tremendously. But I haven't had a chance to do that today because of the weather. It's been rainy here. Alright. So, one of the things I will say I forgot to do on the first one is definitely make sure that you have your lantern facing the way you want it to go. Now, when you notice this one definitely has a front and a back. So, when you look at this one again, this is definitely going to be a front and back because everything's facing in this direction. You could do it at an angle. One of the angles would work. So, if you wanted to make this a centerpiece, I would add maybe another flower in here this way or rearrange the way that I've got. But my thoughts were, I'm probably going to I may keep these so they're going to go on my fireplace on either side. So I wanted to have a definite front. I wasn't worried too much about a back. Alright, so I've got my ficus, and I'm using this tall center one out of here. And what I did is I wrapped these around to kind of make it look like a vine. And it's just a matter of playing with it to get it the way I want it to look. I'll do this side. How many of you are homeschooling your own babies? Mine are grown, so I don't have to worry about that, but I do teach as another job, as my other job. So we finally got to hear about what we're going to do for online teaching with them. And I'm so excited to finally get to be with them, to get in contact with them, to see how they're doing. I've missed them. I teach high school English. Alright, so there it is. Now, I decided I wanted to do a stair step with my flowers, and it's been kind of interesting with these because they're all basically one length when I cut them, because they were staggered on the stem. So I need some more height on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pick to give it a little extra height, because it'll fall in the greenery and the moss and you won't see it if it sticks up a little bit. I don't need all the flowers, all the leaves. I'm going to take those off. Make sure I have this one to look at so I can make sure we get right. So what I did, what I want my front to be. And I did it again. I almost had it. So do I want opposites? I think that'll work. cut this one differently. I don't like the way. And I'm going to turn this one to face this direction. Let's see how that looks. I may have to cut one of those pieces because the thing's going to hide. So, I got this one. And then, like I said, I'm just going to stagger to make these a little bit shorter. That one's real short. That one will work. And I'm putting this, and I'm doing this one. I've got this one up here. And then my leaf is hard. I have to move that. This one here was to this back corner. This one I'm moving over just a little bit. I'm going to push in, and then my other one I'm going to come back. So I've kind of done a, and I'm going to push that one there. So this one I got to cut short because I want it a little smaller. I'm probably going to come back and fix that piece because it keeps getting in the way. Alright, so that's what we've got so far. Looks pretty close to this one. Oh, I forgot about the eucalyptus. I put it in. I gotta pull that out. So I'm gonna use these pieces here. And I actually only have like 3 of them in here. So I have just enough for this to work. And I'm putting these on my picks because there's no way that these are going to stay because they're so thin. So I'm going to use my picks in here. They don't have to look exactly the same. I want them to look similar. That one. I finally get to go back and start seeing the kiddos virtually. Starting next week, we will have class, which will be so nice. I said I've missed him. I've missed being with them. And then I've got one more. You're not going to get these to look exactly the same, and that's okay. I just want them to look similar. That's the beauty of handmade. You can make 2 things and do the same thing, the same items, but they are always going to come out just a hair differently. On these pieces are a little bit longer. Just a little different. Alright, and then what I did was to kind of fill in and to give a little fullness here, I just used the stems off of my ficus, and I used my picks, and I just kind of randomly placed them around. So we can add a little fullness. If you like something very simple, very like this, then you can just leave it. This would be a good stopping point. I mean, if you don't want something fuller, you don't like the fullness, simple, perfect place to stop. If you want to keep going, I like a little more fullness. I like drama. I like the dramatic when I'm doing my pieces. So I have a tendency, I have a tendency to do too much. So I have to be very careful. Which is not me in real life. I am not. One. This one. So again, all I'm doing is don't use a steel pick machine. I just don't buy one. I haven't bought one. So I just use my pliers to wrap my picks around the pieces I need. Make sure you're careful so you do not cut yourself, because these are extremely sharp. I've done it several times. So I'm just using this and placing the greenery in so I can get some fullness at the bottom. And I'm going to add in some boxwood here in a little bit just to kind of finish it up, and this will be pretty close to being finished. And then I'll add in the lights, and you'll have little fairy lights in there. They're battery operated fairy lights. It's got on the top of the lantern, it's got like a little shelf, which was perfect for that. So I gotta move that one. Alright, so there's that. So this is what we have so far. This is what it's looking like. I'm going to add some of the back. Back here. Alright, now here's my boxwood that I'm going to use, and it's kind of nice. It's Christmas. I like sparkly. So I'm going to add in one here in the middle. Again, this is going to add just a little bit of fullness, add a little color. I'm going to shorten this one. I'll add this one towards the front. Right here. Alright, so there we have our two little lanterns. And then let me see. Then I just got I bought this a few years ago. I got a 20 light strand of some Christmas lights. we're going to add those in. And I didn't do anything special. I just kind of wove them in there to give them a little extra color, a little extra romanticism to it. So I'll come back and put in the whites here in a little while. But what you can't see, and it's going to be hard to see, is, like I said, underneath this lamp, right up in here, is a shelf. It's like a little circle piece that they put in. So I'm going to slip that. I'm going to put some Velcro up there. And now all I'm going to do is take my lights and just put them in. There's no right or wrong. I'm just trying to get them in. And that's why you have the Velcro, because it will not stay. Let's see. So when you're done, you have, there's your lights. And this one was real simple, real fast, real easy, didn't take a lot. You can go back and doodle, and you'll notice they look pretty similar. So there we are. There's our little, this is going to be some mantle pieces. It'll work that way. I hope you enjoyed. And if you liked the video and you like what you see, can you please go ahead and share these for me? This is how I can reach more people, and I can teach other people how to do this, and other people can learn, because a lot of people think this is difficult, and it's not necessarily as difficult as somebody might think. It just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of practice, and the more you practice, the better you get. So, like I said, this is probably maybe the third or fourth lantern I've done. And this is really like the second style I've done this way. I usually do lanterns wax, and that's where I go with my lanterns wax. But I wanted to try something different. If you don't try, you don't do something you'll never know. And you know what? All that matters is that if it's something you like, that you want in your home, that's what's important. All right, guys. I'll see you.